Hello students, welcome back. This is Pravin and we are going to learn the new lesson today, the Cop and the Anthem. See on page number 20, find the lesson that 4 and on page number 29, find the exercise. In that, the first question is, what are some of the signs of approaching winter referred to in the text? Answer. The narrator says that when birds begin to fly south, when people want to new warm coats, and when dead leaves fall, one can be sure that winter is near. Second question, write true or false against each of the following. The first one, Soapy did not want to go to prison. False. Soapy had been to prison several times. True. It was not possible for Soapy to survive in the city through the winter. False. Soapy hated to answer questions of a personal nature. True. Question number 3. What was Soapy's first plan? Why did it not work? Answer. Soapy's first plan was to have a good dinner at some fine restaurant and then say that he had no money to pay. This would cause a cop to be called who would then arrest him. The judge would do the rest. This plan did not work because the head waiter saw his broken old shoes and torn clothes that covered his legs. The restaurant authorities turned Soapy around and moved him quietly and quickly outside the restaurant. Question number 4. But the cop's mind would not consider Soapy. What did the cop not consider and why? Answer. The cop did not consider that Soapy could have broken the window of the shop. He did not consider him because men who broke the windows would not stop to talk the cops. They would run away as fast as they could. On other hand, Soapy was standing right there. The cop then saw a man further along the street running, and he ran after him, thinking that he was the culprit. Question number 5. We have orders to let them shout. What is the policeman referring to? Soapy began to shout as if he was drunk. The cop turned his back to him and said to a man standing near that the person shouting was one of the college boys and he would not hurt anything. He said that the police had orders to let them shout. Question number 6. Write true or false against each of the following. Soapy stole a man's umbrella. True. The owner of the umbrella offered to give it to Soapy. False. The man had stolen the umbrella that was not Soapy's. True. Soapy threw away the umbrella. True. Question 7. There was a sudden and wonderful change in his soul. What brought about the change in Soapy? Answer. The change came about in Soapy when he came near his old home. He could hear a song coming from the room and it sounded familiar to him. He remembered that when he lived there, his life contained such things as mothers, flowers, high hopes, friends, clean thoughts, and clean clothes. At that moment, there was a sudden and wonderful change in his soul. He saw with sick fear how he had fallen. He saw his worthless days, dead hopes, and the lost power of his mind. On the same page, suppose no cop came at the end, what would Soapy's life be like through the winter? Answer. Suppose no cop had come at the end of the story, Soapy would have perhaps given up on his bad ways. In accordance with the promise he had made upon seeing his old home and remembering his childhood days, he would have looked for the man who had offered him a job, and then, upon getting the job, would have started leading an honest man's life. The last question, retell an episode in the story which is a good example of irony in the situation. Answer. One of the ironic episodes in the story was when Soapy decided to turn a new leaf on seeing his old home and remembering his childhood days. he decided to fight to change his life. He would pull himself up and make a man of himself again. Right at that moment, a cop asked him what he was doing there. He answered that he was not doing anything. The cop did not believe him, and Soapy began to argue in his defense. The cop arrested him and he was sentenced to 3 months of prison on Blackwell's Island. So these are the questions and answers that we have studied. So if you have any doubts regarding this lesson, so please be free to comment. Thank you very much.